Welcome to the Pulse Headline News. Let's get rolling.
Jack tired, baby, only had one spring. You pretty face the wall, run up for anything. I'm up to let you look, and the laugh is my home. Run line, shut the crap, spine never done. Birds out the air, beats of the air. Join a band with like I'm out in the night. Who killed my bear? 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 Who killed my boy? Who killed my boy? Murder! Someone should be angry! The crime of the century! Who's a little vampire? Never trust a hippie! And a fucking bummer! I'll kill a find a killer in the rock and roll robbery! All the sparky punkers! Leave us in the rain! With one big shout, they all cry out! Who killed vampire? Hey! Who killed that bee? 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 Who killed that boy? Who killed that boy? Who killed that bee? Who killed that bee? Who killed that bee? Who killed my bee? Who killed that boy? Who killed that boy? You got that thing! 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 Daddy! You got that thing! You killed that boy! He killed that boy! He killed that bee!
Good morning or afternoon. Welcome to the Pulse Headline News. It's good to be here. It's good to be back with a little headline news. Welcome, everybody. The old man, Lunar, Inspire, Hanny J, Paul G. Let's see, man, the Finley's in the house. Miss Jane, Shelby, Yancey. Look at us roll. Man, it's just filling up. Here we go. Opened up with a little punk this morning. Scott, what'd you think? Good morning, brother. How are you? Okay. Maybe he's a little slow this morning.
That's not punk.
Well, you know what I mean.
It's polka music.
Scott. Oh, welcome back, brother. It's fun polka, though. You know, good old little swindle acts in there. You know, what do you think? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, it's fitting. It's fitting. It's definitely fitting. All right, everybody, welcome to the show. Welcome back to the Headline News Show. We got quite a bit of stuff to cover today. This show brought to you in part by the great people at Clear Sky Lodge. We want to thank them, along with some others we got currently in the works right now. And we'll be rolling out with some new commercials for them as well. Yes, someone already hit me up here. It is gorgeous here right now. Currently 27 degrees. We had kind of a irritating day last night. Well, that does not make sense. evening. Let's just call it evening. It rained for about a half an hour here, then decided to dump about 5 inches of snow on us afterward. Currently 27 degrees here in the Denali borough. We've got a high of 31 today, low of 14. About 60% chance of the snow showers is still coming in. Wednesday, 33, low of 18, staying in the 30s basically all the way through Sunday. Sunday, they're calling back for it again, about a 60% chance of the white stuff. I'm just going to kill off the weather report. You know what I got to say about that? Call it good. All right, Scott, you want to just roll right into this thing and get it rolling and call it good? What do you think? Since we're,
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Whatever.
You're so excited this morning.
Well,
Scott.
since it's the appropriate song was in place,
Yeah. Okay.
maybe that's where we'll start. We'll talk about what is going on in France. These people, man. I've been sending you these videos of, like, you know, these French people, like their country's burning down and they're sitting there at the cafe with like a cigarette in one hand.
Yeah.
You know, just like, oh, so boring.
Yeah.
Fire.
They're
like literally like flames hitting the window, and they're just like we.
They got a cigarette in one hand, you know, croissant in the other, a cup of coffee in front of them. Yeah, stuff's like burning down. They're like,
so out of that news, the city of Bordeaux had its entire town hall burned down to the ground.
Oh no. Okay.
Yeah.
I missed that one.
That was due to the pension protests that have been going on there that we've been covering. So
right.
Yeah, it's escalated pretty far, and that's not the only like government building that has been set ablaze over there. Yeah. Out of the other news that's kind of coming out of there, to kind of like just give you the whole story, like get into it.
Yeah.
King Charles was supposed to be visiting France.
Yeah.
And that trip has been postponed. Yeah, so his visit to France has been postponed due to the mass protest. Macron has says that a new date for Britain's King Charles III is set for early summer. So,
yeah, they're killing it. Adrian, welcome to the show. Also, hello, Governor. Yancey's in here as well. Forgot to give him a morning welcome. You know, what's going on? We broke this last week, you and I, Scott. We talked about how they made protest illegal and this and that. It ain't doing nothing, right?
Well, the firefighters have joined the protesters. So,
okay. Well, that says it all right there. Okay, go on. I'm sorry.
So, the other news, and I noticed this the first time I saw this was actually out of Moscow, which is funny.
Yeah.
That they were bringing this up. There was this headline that said, Macron does magic tricks. Did you hear about this?
No, I did not.
Okay, so yeah, all over the Russian newspapers, they're doing these headlines, and I saw it, and then all of a sudden it started leaking through all the other European news. So basically, he's doing this interview. He's talking about his judgment calls, right?
Okay, yeah.
He goes, like, he's in this conversation. He's sitting at this news table, and he's got this $80,000 watch, right?
Yeah.
That he wears.
Right.
And all of a sudden his hands disappear, and it looks like he's like playing with himself down under there. And then his hands come back up and he's got no watch on. Everyone, woo!
Yeah.
Like, ooh, exciting. Look at, he's doing magic tricks for everybody.
He's doing magic tricks.
So
tell me it was a Hublot. Were you able to spot it? and see what it was.
No, I can't remember what brand it was.
Tell me it wasn't a garbage Hublot.
I'm assuming I saw a picture of it, but and I'm probably better suited to just like soft identify a watch in public. I think maybe Vacheron Constant.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Like a timepiece.
Yes.
We'll call it that. Yeah.
I was getting ready. If you told me Hublot, I was just going to totally go on a rant.
That's not a watch.
No,
Hublot is not a watch.
That's straight out of Cracker Jack. I mean, come on.
That's a douchebag bracelet. Essentially.
Who's the guy that's got what's that one guy that we were talking about always flashing his Hublots? The singer. What's his name? The one kid, the redheaded kid.
I have no idea. I mean, obviously in hip hop culture, Hublot's huge, like Jacobs and Co. Right?
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Garbage.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, they're
for those that didn't know, me and Scott have a real appreciation for watches. We got quite the collections between the two of us. Well, you more than others, but I tell you what, I see those garbage ass Hublots show up, and I'm like, oh man, it's like having a '67 Volkswagen hubcap on your wrist that just looks like caca, poo poo. Right. Those are technical terms. We'll just go with that are iced out. Oh my God. So horrible.
Right.
All right. Sorry, man. I went derailed there. Okay. What else you got there, Scott?
Well, the one thing that is really interesting to bring up about what's going on in France is the hole that it's left in that country's, social activism. So while the police officers, the firefighters, the paramedics, government workers, and common men are fighting for their pension rights, about retirement age. The eco terrorism has skyrocketed.
Okay.
So there has been some pretty heavy clashes. So I'll just bring up one to kind of give you an idea of what's going on. So this was on Saturday. So dozens were injured after a violent battle between radical eco-activists and police in Saint-Solin in western France. The protesters oppose a large water reservoir for farming.
Right.
The French Interior Minister wrote in Saint-Solin, the ultra-left are extremely violent against our gendarmes. I don't know that term. It's a French word. Maybe somebody can help us.
What's the term?
Gendarmes.
Gendarmes?
Yeah, okay, I'm assuming it has something to do with being a farmer. Unspeakable, unbearable. No one should tolerate this. Full support for our law enforcement. And to give you an idea what this scene looked like, it looked like a battle between like a rebel army and a military. That's what it looked like. This farm field with, they're setting all of the police vehicles on fire. They have rockets. These terrorists or activists have rockets that they're firing at police officers. So it set a hole. And so again, France is kind of in a critical state right now. Not a safe place. We're not talking, just Paris or, France isn't France,
it's everywhere. And for that gendarme is what they're considered an armed police officer in France. Because that's
okay. So
no bobbies, no look for bobbies.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's what comes out of the police station as an armed officer is the gendarme. Hello, Agato. Welcome. So that's
I didn't know that. That's the term of the day.
So, is that the word for the gendarme? Oui.
So let's go over to that's pretty much what it is. I just thought I'd mention that. It's a pretty big story that's kind of sweeping the globe, what's
Right.
going on in France. There's actually another country out there that's in a lot of turmoil right now, and we'll probably get to that before the end of the show. But France is definitely on everybody's radar.
Right.
I did want to go cover a little bit more of the domestic news of what has been going on. Let's go to one of your most favorite people, Joe Biden.
Huh.
So one of the articles that I saw that had
Yeah.
to do with the U.S. That I found really interesting was so this clean energy law that has been pushed through executive order. There's a report from Goldman Sachs that I decided to look into a little bit further. So basically, the U.S. government has estimated that the clean energy law will essentially cost taxpayers $400 billion. Right.
Oh, such a deal.
Right. And then actually Credit Suisse immediately did their own analysis on it, and they came back with a number of twice that at 800.
Okay.
And then this is where the story comes in. Goldman Sachs comes in, and they have rough estimated the cost to this country at $1.2 trillion, 3 times more than the official government forecast. So, yeah. So that's the latest on this. This is a dangerous proposition here to go through.
Right.
One thing we see how these things happen. They pass them, and sometimes it seems like they wither away. But who knows? But this could be a major liability for American finances. So
okay, so they're showing 400 billion. Everyone else is coming out with different numbers, of course.
Right, and the Goldman Sachs one is considered probably the most grounded, and it's 3 times.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, the other bank that did the analyst was Credit Suisse, and we know how well they're doing. They're not even a thing anymore.
77% down in a week.
They're gone. They're UBS.
Yeah, they're gone.
They're gone. They're just absolutely gone.
They're sitting on a beach in Tahiti with cocktails and with little umbrellas in it.
So on that note, let's kind of
shall we?
Let me send you some clip. I think I'm ready for some clips.
We're due. Okay. There's that magic bell.
Yeah, let's go do this.
Let's go do this. You want me to just play it?
We could set this up so people know. Let's see first off, what did I just send you?
I see a rant coming. That's what I see.
Okay, good. Yeah, just start on the one on the top.
One then.
So this is Biden at the Canadian Parliament.
Okay. All right.
So,
Biden at the Canadian Parliament. I feel a rant coming on. I know I do. All right, here we go. Let's go ahead and play that clip.
So today, I applaud China for stepping up. I applaud Canada. You can tell what I'm thinking.
Boy, ain't that the truth. Scott, man, you got it.
You can tell what I'm thinking.
You got to start me right off the bat with that? I mean, come on, dude. Oh, dude. I got to hear that again. I got to hear it again. Here we go.
So today, I applaud China for stepping up. I applaud Canada. You can tell what I'm thinking.
The thing that hits me is why was that funny to the Canadian Parliament? Why did they laugh at that? Like, is there an inside joke that we all don't know?
I don't know.
So he did get fairly triumphant during this speech, and so I thought you could go ahead and play it. That was a clip that I sent before.
Okay.
So could just go one up from there. And so this is him probably where the speech writers really worked him. So we'll go ahead and play.
Okay, let's go ahead and play that clip here. Here we go.
In the face of President Putin's aggression against Ukraine, Canada and the United States are also making clear our commitment to our NATO allies. We'll keep our alliance strong and united. We'll defend every inch of NATO territory. An attack against one is an attack against all.
I think that's it. Now all I got's a clap. Okay. Go ahead with it, Scott.
Yeah, so he's obviously going to stand on there. You could tear apart what he said a little bit, but for the most part, why?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So NATO is like he's talking about protecting NATO ground, but NATO is probably more concerned about having more ground than protecting ground at this point.
Correct.
So, but yeah. So that was his triumphant.
Yeah.
Right. So then let's kind of get into some other things that I was seeing. So we'll move over to some of the stuff that's going on in Germany. And since we're on the idea of kind of talking about what banks are, I've got another clip for you on Deutsche Bank, which is one of the largest banks in the world. And over on Friday, their shares fell 10%. And it's all because of this other stuff that's going on with, like we said, Credit Suisse, the takeover with UBS. So we've got this whole thing that's just kind of like, snowballing. And this is just one of the steps of the snowball is to watch
or bankroll
these big anchor banks starting to shake a little bit.
Okay. Bankrolling. Did I just say that? Is that like snowballing? I did, didn't I?
Same thing. Is at this point I think that's the same thing. It's just saying the same thing over and over again.
We just went bankrolling here. Let's just go bankrolling. I'm good with that. I mean, what are you gonna do? All right, let's go ahead. You got that clip here. This is for Deutsche Bank. All right, I got it. I'm playing. Let's do it.
Been talking all morning about how we see weakness in European banking, and once again that is weighing on the European stock story. Let's focus in on what we're seeing there, because Deutsche Bank certainly to the forefront here. It is the worst performing of these banks this morning. Deutsche Bank down by 11.1%, as you can see, intraday. What is driving this? Well, some of our colleagues linking the moves we're seeing in CDS here and suggesting we've seen a spike up in CDS. Deutsche Bank shares slumping as CDS jumps. So this is the cost of insuring against default over at Deutsche Bank. As we head into the weekend, a sense that investors are trying to de-risk portfolios perhaps, and wary of what can happen over weekends, as we've seen over recent ones.
Okay. I just go ahead, Scott.
So I'm kind of setting you up here. So
I can see that.
So that was the news coming out of Germany as the markets closed over there. And then we had an address by President Schultz over there in Germany about it. And people basically when after this, everyone was like,
right.
What? So,
no.
So this is President Schultz saying the banking system is stable in Europe. Deutsche Bank is profitable. There's no reason for your concern. I probably shouldn't call him a president. He's actually a chancellor.
The chancellor.
Chancellor Schultz.
Right.
Chancellor.
Right. Chancellor. Governor. Chancellor. All right, here we go. Because I got a comment for this after. I'm pretty sure I do. Here we go.
Das Bankensystem ist stabil in Europa.
What the hell was that?
Uberflage.
He said, Uberflage. Eat some bugs. That's what I got out. So he's saying that Schultz is the banking system is stable in Europe. Where did we hear this from last week?
Well, I think your clip was off mark. You might want to play. Is that it?
That was it, man. it's 3 seconds.
Okay.
Long.
Okay. All right.
You sent me Z crap.
I sent you the Z crap.
Z crap. Is that the technical term? Let's just use Z crap. You're searching, aren't you? You're searching.
and being what's going on. So I don't know if you've seen what's been going on in Washington having to do with the global banking system, but Yellen on Friday convened the U.S. Financial regulators for an unscheduled meeting. She's been in select committees since then. Yesterday, I thought I even saw that she's scheduled today. So, and they're just tearing her apart. They're like tearing her apart. There's like this budget is going to just literally add taxes to the American people. And she's like, yeah.
I got nothing.
Yeah, it is.
It's okay.
So that's just been it's insanity. So yeah, expect taxes to go up next year, I guess.
Again,
because the answer, remember she was grilled on Social Security.
Yeah.
And then so put on top of that there's going to be billions of dollars of more taxes that need to be spread around also. So that's really where we're at. It's just getting more dangerous as we go. Like I said, it's a lot of tiptoeing here on the health of the U.S. economy.
Yeah.
And where we fit globally. So
look out for it. It's coming.
Yeah.
We know it's coming.
Yeah, and as we go, I want to break into that a little bit more, but man, there's just so much stuff going on in the world with finances. I mean, I was mentioning to you today that we are starting to slowly lose very micro pieces of the energy market, right?
Right.
So, and that's getting switched over from USD to yuan. So, and that a lot of it has to go to news that we announced last week, where Saudi Arabia and Iran have done a peace agreement, and it's been supervised by China.
Right.
It's been ushered by China. And there's this whole thing on the global stage that China is the big boy in the room right now.
And they're showing
not to say, and it's not to say that they're the most powerful or this or that. I'm not getting into that point. They are focused on unifying.
Yeah.
And currently right now, we're not really focused on that. So, yeah, well, speaking of strange stuff.
Plenty of it. Have you noticed? What's that?
No,
go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I was just going to say, have you noticed anything with the U.S. market right now? What's happening all over the place, just in housing markets, that sort of thing?
It's just chaotic. And I think if you have to sum it up all in one sentence, people all of a sudden don't have enough money.
Right. Yeah.
So that's scary.
Yeah.
So, and we haven't seen that go back. So everybody kind of knows this in the back of their head, or maybe they don't understand it. And if you don't understand it, it's fine, because the experts don't understand it either. But every time the inflation just shoots through the roof, right? You have Janet Yellen go back to the SEC or whatever, and they do all the regulations. They start enforcing rules. They raise the interest rates, right? So the banks now have this harsh interest rate, and that will sort of control the inflation. But when you do that, inflation catches back up over time, and then you have to continue to raise those rates until the market just kind of blows up into this even point of where everything is, where the actual real numbers are. And if you don't understand that, like I said, it's okay, because the experts don't understand it. They don't understand the mechanisms behind that. They just know what things that they can do for preventative maintenance.
Right.
So,
yeah. I mean, they're calling since February, that the inflation rate was, let's see, I just pulled it up recently, that we're sitting here in the U.S. at 6.4% right now.
Right. And now it's way higher than that, though.
Yeah,
it's extremely higher than that. It's like, I think in all actual U.S., like if you're just a U.S. citizen, you're upwards to probably 8% at this point.
I was going to say 8 to 12
for normal. Yeah, normal. Oh yeah. Well, you go to the grocery store, you could find 15, so.
Yeah. When you have to pay $3.59 for zingers, something's wrong. You know what I mean? Yeah. I mean,
I was gonna ask you, this is totally off topic, but
okay.
I thought it would be something to mention, because this took the scientific community at a huge surprise. So, and I've actually never heard you talk about this. Me and you've talked about this before.
Okay.
But in Alaska, you get solar flares, unlike everybody else, right?
Right. I think I was actually on the phone with you when they popped up one day. I think it was on my way to like Delta Junction or something.
Right. Right. Yeah. And it does things like that, like knocks out cell towers and stuff like that momentarily. Right. What other kind of things do you know about the solar flares or storms?
I don't know. They a lot of people, I think a lot of they say that there's a lot of things to do with the northern lights on it. There's all sorts of strange stuff that goes on about it, and the solar flares, they call it, like, I can't remember. I'm trying to think of the term, because it actually pops up on our local news all the time, and they happen all the time. It's like a normal thing here in Alaska. There's not like a time of year. It's just like a cycle that just kind of runs through here. You'll see like power grid fluxes. You'll see like you said, they'll take out cell towers. They do all sorts of weird stuff. I mean, you and I have talked about that before, because like when my phone goes out, I'll be in the best area sitting on 5G with 5 bars, and all of a sudden, done. You know what I mean? And we've talked about that. There was another solar flare that just happened right now.
So the news I saw, and this was like posted in scientific journals, because the scientists just don't they were caught off guard on this. So one of the strongest solar storm in 6 years slammed into Earth. On a geomagnetic storm level, it was a 4 on the 5 grade scale.
Yeah.
And no one was talking about this. No one knew anything about it. But one thing that people were sort of surprised about was that it didn't create the havoc that they thought, and that none of the scientists were able to predict it. So even the ones who just do that all the time,
Right.
Right outside of where I am, we have one of the largest solar telescopes in the world.
Does it beat the one in Big Bear?
Oh yeah.
Because that was
Not
the
even
most
close.
advanced
There's
solar
two in
observatory.
Arizona.
Yeah.
There's the one in Kitt Peak is basically controlled by NASA, and then there's another one that's on top of Mount Graham that's a solar. But the one at Kitt Peak is
Yeah.
the one at Kitt Peak. I can't remember the dimensions, but if you walk into it, basically what it looks like is a like 6-story tall building on angle,
Okay.
hollowed out on angle,
Really?
just like like it's kind of like weird. Like you walk in there and it's like kind of a weird feeling to be in a structure that large that's sitting at an angle, right?
Right.
Like it's very bizarre. Kitt Peak is weird. It's like Disneyland for space nerds.
Space nerds. Right. I was just going
Yeah.
to go there. What's the other one? We
Yeah.
always hear news on the other solar observatory, the one in Maui, right? Do you
Yeah,
know?
but still Kitt Peak is like nuts. I mean, they can like
Yeah.
they can zoom in and way beyond. And the cool part of it is like they just don't even care. They got it set up for visitor viewing,
Yeah.
and there's not even any like tour on it. You just go in there and you look at it like, that's the sun.
Oh, okay.
So
there it is. Shep's actually looking it up right now. I just there's one. Yeah, the McMath Pierce Solar Telescope. Yeah, that thing's weird looking. It's like
yeah,
weird looking.
they're like kind of
Cool
the
stuff
opposite
thinking.
of what you think when you think telescope. So
Yeah. No, it looks like a giant ramp. I mean,
right.
I think of Evil Knievel when I look at that thing. I'm sorry. Oh man, too much. Yeah, no, that is really cool. Two more newbies just welcomed into the show. Scrabblebag, FV and QB. Welcome to the show. For all those newly listening here to the Pulse, make sure you guys please hit that follow button. Give us some likes on the way through. If you want to find out more about us here at the Pulse, you can check out our website at pulsealaska.com. There you'll find information about us and the show. And there's some things you can check out in there, and the tabs and stuff, and find out more about us here. All right. Let's see here. What else do I want? You know what? It's probably a good time to throw this out there. All right. So we do have a little bit of a fun thing going on right now. Yep, Eric, I beat you to it. So I'm sorry. Anyway, us along with the Old Man Show, we've got doing a collaboration. We've got a contest going on. For those that have been listening to the Pulse for quite a while, we've been talking about the Nenana Ice Classic here. And what we got going is, let me go ahead and do this now. I can make this real easy on us here. Let's make it real easy. Here, super easy. For those that want to know what the Ice Classic is, you can actually go to their website. You can go to nenanaakiceclassic.com, find out more about us here. And what that is basically we're betting on ice melting. We're betting on breakup here, which is when our rivers break up, the ice starts going down the river. And what happens is in Nenana, we have a very large tripod that sits about 28 feet high that's built every year. It's put out in the middle of the ice at the confluence of where the Nenana and Tanana River are. And what happens is that tripod, once the ice breaks up, it falls over, starts to move down the river, and tugs on a line that is connected to a clock. And once that time stops, they will have the date and time of when we have official breakup. What we're doing is we're having our own little contest here. What you guys can do, you guys can send in, you can email us at theoldmanspodcast@gmail.com or at thepulsealaska@gmail.com. Make sure your name is in there and give us a date and time. And we'll put you in the drawing. For that winner, the drawing, we're going to give out a $100 gift certificate to Glowflow Denver for that. So want to be part of the fun? Check it out. Like I said, check that website out. Find out more about what happens here in Alaska. It's our lottery. Last year's winner was for the real Ice Classic itself was $242,000. They're expecting anywhere between $350 and $450 this year for the winner. So check it out. You're able to buy real tickets online. Chances are their tickets are $3 a piece per guest, and you can check out that website and be able to purchase tickets on it. Last year's breakup was on May 2nd. At 6:47 p.m. If you guys hit the brochure tab in that Nenana Ice Classic page, you'll be able to see a timeline on there of when the ice has broke up. And earliest was April 14th, and that was in 2019, where I missed it by 1 minute and 23 seconds to be exact, and someone hit it dead on for the full pot. Latest time of the year that it hit is on May 20th. So there's a kind of a good judge. You can do April 14th to May 20th. All your guesses must be in by April 5th. That is the deadline to get your answers in there. And this contest is free of charge as well. Thanks, Eric. You threw that out there. All righty. Scott, let's go ahead and get back to the news here. You ready? As I rattled on.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
So I did have more updates on stories that we were covering.
Okay.
So remember, the only way people are going to remember it is if I talk about the Fauci pillow story, because that's kind of how we ended up covering it. Right.
Dude.
So Fauci had that interview where he's got like his pillows all have his face on them and stuff.
Right.
And the reason for that interview, or that what that interview was part of, was a documentary that was funded by the U.S. government.
Right.
Basically, and it was just like a documentary about how great Fauci is. Well, basically, because of that documentary, people are in the scientific community, data researchers have looked into the things that he stated on there to cover up stuff about Wuhan or whatever, or the testing of the vaccines and things like that. One of the big pieces of news was Fauci-backed research team has been accused of omitting key data from report linking COVID to raccoon dogs.
What?
All DNA samples from raccoon dogs tested negative for a COVID via PCR test.
What kind of crap did we have going on in the background? I mean, now
I don't know.
I don't even know where to go with that. You know, I mean, it's for any of you that want to. Who did that interview? What was that interview done on? It
was actually the background of it was NPR.
Was it? Okay. I can't remember. All I noticed was just him sitting in his house with all the Fauci pillows everywhere in his little bobble.
So Shep's asking me to, so I'm a little confused on this myself, Shep. So Fauci backed research team has been accused of omitted key data from report linking COVID to raccoon dogs. All DNA samples from raccoon dogs tested negative for COVID via PCR test. So it's just, they. What I get out of this is none of these people were doing anything super critical to saving humans from a pandemic.
Right. That's exactly what they were doing.
They were playing around.
Yeah.
They're absolutely playing around. And nothing was focused. But I mean, the Fauci pillows pretty. I don't know. Why don't
you're going to go on the Fauci pillows again, aren't you?
Yeah. So yeah, expect more on those stories.
Yeah.
A raccoon dog is a raccoon.
Yeah. I just does he eat out of the trash?
Trash panda.
Trash panda. Oh, dude, it's stereo, man. Sorry. That gets a bell. I'm just saying. EM, welcome to the show. We just got prairie dogged. I'm just gonna I would say, who the hell buys Fauci pillows? Do you look at your living? Yeah. Do you besides that, do you know how many of them there are for sale out there? It's crazy. All you gotta do is Gucci, Google Fauci pillows and hit the shopping button, and they're everywhere. Who walks into their living room and says, Ouchie. Boy, I love that $3,000 Lane couch, but it sure would look much better with some Fauci pillows on it.
Right.
I got nothing. Hey sis, you need some Fauci pillows? I'll send you some down there.
I'm gonna get some body pillows of myself.
Of yourself. Full-size body pillows of yourself? Yeah.
Yeah. I think
I'll see my sis says no thanks. Yeah. Pillow fight with Shep wants to pillow fight with Fauci pillows. We're not even gonna go there. Yeah. You want to just anything, if anything says upgrade to your living room, it is having Fauci pillows. I believe in that now. I totally do. F1, welcome to the show. All right, let's go ahead and move on before I keep going. I could go on about Fauci pillows for a while
my update for the Ukraine conflict. The only upgrade that I wanted to talk about was over the weekend. Russia is going to station nuclear weapons in Belarus. Russia has moved 10 aircrafts to Belarus that are capable of carrying tactical nuclear weapons. A storage facility for the tactical nuclear weapons will be ready by July this year. So in that speech, he cited very, very specific things. One of them is the U.S. does it, right?
Yeah.
The U.S., we store nuclear weapons on NATO borders with Russia.
Right.
So basically, if you do it, I do it. That's one of his ways of, I guess, coming with that decision. But the thing that he said triggered him to do that, is the UK supplying shells of depleted uranium to the Ukraine.
And we talked about that a week ago.
We did. And that is his response to the UK. Those shells are proven by the energy and the energy administration. They're proven to just absolutely not, it has nothing to do with the destruction that they cause, those shells themselves.
Yeah.
Once they're fired, whatever they touch is 100% contaminated.
Right.
And just the environment of where those types of shells are actually fired will become a high cancer zone for anyone affected over decades.
Did we even go over what a depleted uranium shell is? I don't know if a lot of people even know what they are out there.
Well, it's a shell that no longer has uranium in it, but did.
Right. They retain some radioactive properties, but they can't generate a nuclear reaction like a nuclear weapon would.
Right. They just cause cancer and health issues.
Right. Yeah.
So
depleted uranium. Yeah.
So that's his response to that. That was, to me, this was an unneeded escalation.
Right.
Yeah.
They're just
a lot of people question this too.
Yeah.
What Shep said is half-life is like tens of thousands of years. So yeah, I mean, when you're shooting these shells and they're in the ground, I mean, so what does that make of the Ukraine? Is it their idea is just to make Ukraine like toxic? Like, why can't you? Yeah, never mind.
Yeah. Well, they said they use that was why do some weapons use depleted uranium? Well, uranium is a very dense metal, so depleted uranium can be used to reinforce the armor plating on tanks. It can also be put on the tips of bullets, mortar rounds, and tank shells to penetrate conventional tank armor. That was just put out 5 days ago as for an explanation of why we sent those shells.
Well, we didn't send them. The UK did.
Oh, the UK did. Yes, we did not send them. We just send money. We just, we're just like the open wallet. The free check.
We're sending missile systems there.
Right.
We're sending tanks.
Yeah.
We are definitely in it, right?
Yeah.
To promote war. Yeah. So
we're fear porning.
Always going to be my point of view on that.
Yeah.
We're participating in war. People are dying over there.
Yeah.
On other news that is speaking of things that are depleted, why don't we get into Kamala Harris's Africa trip?
Oh no, I knew this was coming. Okay, this is like everywhere right now.
So yeah, I think the exploration of this is going to just be. I'm just gonna send you some fun clips.
Okay. No, we needed to touch on this. This is okay. I'm waiting for there's one.
So here is Kamala Harris sharing about her preparing for the trip. So let's see what she's got to say.
Okay. Does she got any Venn diagrams in it? This could be exciting. Anyway, here we go. Let's hear Kamala Harris.
As I usually do, it's a combination of bringing in experts and reading a lot of briefing documents and thinking about the future and what that will look like in terms of the relationship between the United States and the continent of Africa. And I am very optimistic about what the partnership will produce.
Okay, there you go. Now, go ahead, Scott.
Yeah, and then she lands, and then she is in Ghana, and
I'm looking for it because I have not.
So we'll cover what she said in Ghana.
Okay, here we go. Let's go ahead and play that clip now.
I'm very excited about the future of Africa. I'm very excited about the impact of the future of Africa on the rest of the world, including the United States of America.
Yeah, okay. You want to break that one down a little bit?
No, I don't. I don't know how to break that one down. So
I do after seeing some of the crap.
I don't work at a preschool. So
I told you you're going to need a.
I can't break that down. I'm not the professional.
I was good. See, that's why you need a Venn diagram with her. We talk about Venn diagram.
No, you don't. You don't. You need a juice box.
Come on,
on, man.
You need a juice box. Oh man, it's gonna be like Romper Room. I'm telling you. Oh, Shelby put out juice boxes. There you go, Scott. See, you're set. You're good to go now. The juice boxes are happening. Um. Oh, Heel Club, dude. Seriously, he just sent me something. And Lunar says, "Don't forget the crayons." Oh no, Scott, you got anything on the crayons?
No.
Do you have more to add to this story, or should I stop now?
No, that's all I got. I just wanted to
Okay.
cover it, you know,
Yeah.
so people know that our vice president is going to Africa, and
Yeah.
she believes in some future. She believes in future,
Yeah.
and yeah, and yeah. That's I don't know. I don't know. That's all I got. Like I
All
don't
I got
know.
was all I seen was I saw clips of stuff where she's walking around, some of these mines, and there's kids like with shovels in their hands and stuff, and they're all working in these mines, and I'm going, oh man, that's not what you want to put out there. You know what I mean? That's the stuff I was seeing.
No,
I'm
and
going. We're going back into the late.
I've heard that. So a lot of that is, to me, is like slightly unconfirmed, but a lot of people have said that the only reason that this trip was made was
Yeah.
because it's a way for the United States to basically crowbar into
Mhm.
the mining of rare earth material.
That's where I was going with that.
because
Oh,
because
thank you, Ted.
China has already kind of just tried to slip into this, right?
Yeah. Yes.
And they're taking a hold. They're on the lead with exploiting mines in Africa, and the U.S. feels left out, and they
Right.
feel like they need to
Welcome,
go and they
Lizzie.
need to exploit those mines. But
And
I don't want to get into that too much.
I don't either,
because
because it's
that's
kind of an up in the air thing.
right.
You
It's
can
not like
take
it's
it.
happening at the moment.
Right. Right. You could take your mind where you want to with this. Why would she go over there? She ran out of
I
juice
mean,
boxes. I don't know.
maybe Apple asked for help. I don't know.
Right.
Or
Thank you, Susie. My sister Susie's just sending gifts. By the way, make sure you guys hit those like buttons on the way through. We also do enjoy those little gifts that you guys can send out to us. It helps us out with engagement here at the show, and we do thank you guys for that. And we have some super fans out there also as well. We want to thank. Thank you guys for being super fans and part of our club there. You guys are amazing. So thank you. Also, let me give a shout out as we speak about Ghana, Scott. I wanted to let you know that we are being downloaded huge in Ghana right now. They're doing some major stuff with our show. For those countries that are listening to us, I want to give them a special thanks from us here at the Pulse. We have Canada, Mexico, Thailand, Brazil, Romania, United Kingdom, Iran, Japan, China, Australia, India, Cambodia, Indonesia, Ireland, Finland, Norway, Russia, Ghana, Sweden, South Africa, Finland, Poland, Switzerland, Puerto Rico, the Philippines, and New Zealand.
Where's
That's how far we've reached. Sweewind?
Sweewind.
Sweewind. I don't know where Sweewind is. Why you gotta go there? Sweden. I need the governor. Hello, governor. Governor Yancey, can you pronounce that one for me? The Sweden? I want to thank all those countries that are listening to the show and being a part of the Pulse. You guys are amazing out there. You guys, all of us here, of course, in the lower 48 as well. we've hit all the states. We have downloads coming from all the states, and of course, enjoy us here live in the room. So I want to thank you guys for all being a part of the Pulse and keeping us up in the rankings out there. It's not an easy thing here to do, but we want to thank you and send our love to you guys. All right, Scott, that was it. I had to get that out there.
Well, you're probably ready for a break anyway, and I need a cup of coffee, so there's that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I got something queued up here. Kind of fun, kind of old, kind of fun and old. You know. You got nothing? You're gonna be quiet on that one? God. I left the door open. You totally left it.
Whatever was it?
Welcome back, Scott. It's good to have you, man. You know. Scott. Sugar brother. My caddy daddy. I ain't heard that in a while. All right, let's go ahead and take a quick 3-minute break here. Let's go ahead and grab yourself something to drink or a snack while the music plays, and then we're going to get back to it here, and we're going to have some Yancey. Love it, dude. Love it. I am glad that I started that yesterday. I really am. I think we can play on that one for quite a while. Yancey the Governor. There you go. All right, let's enjoy the music out there. Stick around. We got a lot more, and then we'll get the lines open as well and start talking about some things after we get through the news here. And let's do it. Enjoy the tune, everyone, and we'll be right back.
Clear Sky
This
Lodge.
show brought to you in part by the great people at Clear Sky Lodge, where the steaks are the best in Alaska. Don't forget Wednesday food specials and pool tournaments on Friday nights at 7:30. Clear Sky Lodge, located at milepost 280 Parks Highway, Anderson, Alaska. Open 7 days a week, 3 p.m. to 10 p.m. Give them a call at 907-582-2251. Tell them your friends at The Pulse sent you. All right, everybody, welcome back to The Pulse Headline News. Scott, I got something to go over with you here. If you're wondering what's going on, maybe you kind of missed this, but you back with me there? Hey, you got your coffee?
Yeah,
Did you leave it on the counter? Yeah. Okay. So I started this
Here,
nasty
spit it out.
I started this nasty rumor on one of the chill shows, and it's kind of like went viral. I started this rumor that Yancey was going for governor of Kansas Stan. So it's kind of gone viral out there, you know. Yancey for governor. I'm backing you, Yancey. Scrabble Bag AK, welcome to the show.
They don't have a governor there. They have a chancellor.
Come on, man.
They have a democratic monarchy.
Is it the dog?
What dog? What are you talking about?
Dog that's a Democrat? Wasn't it? No?
No.
Wasn't there a song about that? Too much. Yancey's already put out there. Laura Kelly's going on, by the way, Martin, for commission. All right, Scott, what else you got? You ready to roll with it here?
Yeah, you can open up the lines and
go
into whatever else.
Okay. Let's go ahead and open up the lines right now. They're currently open. Now they are. Okay. Welcome to call in. Get on the panel. We can talk about what we've been going through right now. Going through the news here. If you have any comments, you're welcome to. Governor, I know it's been a while. You're welcome to get on. You know, you got to get the high class talent on. You know, like governors, that sort of thing. What'd you do? Scare everyone off, Scott?
That's fine. If we're doing that, we're scaring people off. Okay, fine.
Fear porn? Is that where you're going?
Well, here, I'll talk about this since everybody was pretty freaked out about it. I'll send you this.
Okay, let's hear it. I hear the ding.
So we'll break down through this story. So, Donald Trump had a rally over the weekend in Waco, Texas, pretty close to the anniversary of the Waco incident, which is its own story. So it's a strange place to do a rally because Waco is pretty much only known for one thing.
Right.
And so there's that to just get the Trump Davidians.
Yancey, I was going to go there. You beat me to it.
I wanted to just to cover some of the highlights of that rally, that event. Ted Nugent made some pretty crazy comments. I was going to see if I could find that. Actually, let's see if I could find that, because that was absolutely insane. Like, wait, what did he just say? Okay, so
you want me to do that first?
Yeah. Go over this one first. You're gonna get quiet right after. I know you are.
Am I? Okay.
Yeah. All right. This is gonna quiet you down.
Okay. All right. This was good. Okay. This was Ted Nugent before the Trump rally in Texas. Okay. Here we go. Let's go ahead and do that.
I want my money back. I didn't authorize any money to Ukraine to some homosexual weirdo.
Okay, yeah, I'm going quiet.
That's the vibe. Just throw that out there. That's the vibe, right?
That's the vibe. That's what started it off.
That's the vibe. So another thing that was from that rally that I noted, we'll say, was a large group of African Americans showing up as a group that was named Black Lives MAGA.
What?
And this was all over Twitter. So basically, yeah, a huge group that was calling themselves. They had T-shirts made, and they all said Black Lives MAGA. I mean, these people are going for the gusto. For their ideology, what they believe, and pushing it forth. But I mean, Ted Nugent. There's that too. But one of the big things that about this rally that probably made the most news out of everything was that Trump played the January 6th prison choir song, Justice for All, which was number 1 on Apple last week.
Yeah.
It was the most downloaded song, I guess, in the world.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. It's on all the platforms out there.
And it's like, not like it's like a good tune where you're like tapping your feet and go, I'm going dancing. I mean, it is what it is. It's prisoners singing.
Yeah.
Like, but if you wanted to play that, this is how this rally started. This is the opening of the rally. So if you want to play what it sounded like to hear this rally start, yeah, go ahead and hit that clip. It's the one back.
It does say no censorship. I'm just okay. Let's just roll with it. Trump plays J6 prison choir song "Justice for All" to open rally in Waco, Texas. All right, here we go. I'm playing that clip, and let's roll it.
Donald J. Trump and the J6 choir.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. And to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
There you have it. The J6 choir opening. Scrabble Bag YY, welcome to the show. Make sure you guys hit those like buttons if you're new here. Oh, we just totally got prairie dogged. Scott, you scared him, man.
Good.
Get the hell out of my show. I knew you were going to come up with that. I figured I'd say it before you did. You don't like us? Get the hell out of here, you filthy animal. Is that where you were going? I don't know. All right. So Shep says play ball right after I quit playing the clip.
Right. It's I mean, there's quite a lot there, right? It's probably more than you probably thought it was going to be, where he did that whole Pledge of Allegiance and staggered through the anthem, right? As these prisoners in jail are singing. There's actually something to kind of unpack there a little bit. So yeah, it's a lot of people were talking about that. Some people, of course, were like, "Well, it's way too much." To kind of lean into that, which what we saw there was an extreme act of patriotism, right? And to even be fair, nationalism, right?
Yeah.
And I kind of wanted to bring up a ongoing Wall Street Journal poll that has been going on since 1998.
Really? Since 98? Yeah. I don't know which one you're talking about. By the way, Scrabblebag KZ, welcome to the show. Make sure you hit that follow button for us. All right. Go ahead.
Yeah, and one of the so this is what the poll is.
Okay.
They've gone around and they ask all of their readers at the Wall Street Journal to percent who say that these values are very important to them, right?
Okay.
So I'm going to give you 3 sets of numbers for each of these categories, right?
Yeah.
So the first one is patriotism.
Okay.
In 1998 was at 70%, where it was very important.
Okay.
In 2019 was down to 61%. As of this year, 2023, it is now at 38%.
38%.
Correct.
Wow.
We see a lot of similarities here. I'm going to go through them.
Okay.
So we're going to see what mind state Americans are in at this point. Okay. Religion being very important. 98, 62%. 2019, 48%. 2023, 39%.
Over half. Wow. Where are we going, people?
Right. Having children.
Okay.
98, 59%. 2019, 43%. 2023, 30%.
Okay.
That one's devastating.
It is, because we're running ourselves out. We've talked about this, you and I. Go ahead and keep on going with your
I have 2 more. So the other 2 that I thought were pretty interesting. Community involvement. 98, 47%. 2019 up to 62%, but you're going to be very disappointed. So from 2019 to 2023, 27%.
Oh man, no wonder
that community involvement is important. And then the last but not least, just to show you what kind of people we are, is money.
Okay.
In 1998 was 31%. In 2019 was 41%. And in 2023 is now up to 43%. So we value, the only thing that has rising importance to the American population right now is money.
Right.
you could also take this in so many different ways, because if you start really thinking about this and you start going along party lines and stuff, that money is going to be the most important. But the thing that's crazy is children, community, religion, and patriotism are totally just losing importance to the American
Swirling
people.
the drain, people.
Swirling the drain. So,
yeah. Let's talk about that right now. Let's talk a little bit about community involvement. Okay. 27%. You want to know what's going on in the cities that you live in? Why it's swirling the drain? Why you have so many problems? Why you are leaving it to people that are sitting on seats that don't change anything? Community involvement. You want to see something change? Get in, be in that community involvement. I'm talking city council meetings. I'm talking school boards. I'm talking everything that has to do with your life on a daily basis. You want to know why we're swirling, people? That's why. I'm sorry, Scott. I had to go out on a rant there because you know as well as I do, I've watched it for 3 years happen here.
Right.
I've watched it. I've watched it in my school boards. I've watched it in my city council. I've watched it in my cities. I've watched it in other cities. I've watched it in my friends' cities that are 4,000 miles away. It's sickening. It's sickening. It really is. So I plead with you. You guys want to see changes out there? Get into the community. Get involved. Because you know what? You want to see a swirl of drain? That's what's doing it. All right, I'm off my rant now, Scott.
Yeah, I know you see it. It's almost like a microcosm, right? Where you're at.
Yeah.
Like you see it just like a little bit. I mean, it's just like it's a nudge, right? It's a negative nudge. And then you also see the opposite of that. You see the positive nudge.
Yeah.
And you can see how much it does.
I do.
Yeah. So, I mean, it really is. You have no idea how important it is if you see something that you're just like, I'm not really too sure about this. And you go out there and you tell people, and you even just ask questions. Asking questions is super powerful.
It is. It is. You have city officials out there that you can talk to, that you can ask what's going on in your town. You have the right to speak at these meetings. You have your right to give concerns. You have the right to make a change out there. Don't leave it to everyone sitting on a board. It takes a community of involvement to make change happen, especially for the right reasons. And right now, we're seeing none of that out there. I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it in a lot of cities out there. All I see down right now, and after Scott put out that poll, all I see is us swirling the drain.
Right.
All right. I'm back off my rant again. Be someone. Make a change out there. Show a little love out there, All right. Okay, Scott.
So I mentioned that when we opened the show talking about France, right?
Right.
And I made a little quick comment, right? That there's another country that's in some major turmoil right now.
Yeah.
And that country is Israel. And there was a reason why I've been covering the judicial reform there.
Okay.
Is because I sort of saw the tea leaves on this one, really breaking parts of the country. And they've got obviously enough in Israel to deal with on a day-to-day. Life there is different than other places. So this sort of turmoil is just like, it's out of nowhere, and it's extremely dangerous to the unification of the country itself.
Yeah.
So I wanted to talk a little bit about that. So what went on? So we had already talked about this last week, and this is the second time that he did it. Israel's defense minister came out over the weekend and said that the judicial reform legislation must be halted. A continuation threatens the country's security. Right?
Right.
So that happens. So he's obviously opposed, and he's speaking his mind. Right?
Yeah.
So he's coming out on TV saying that this judicial reform, and to get back what the judicial reform is, they're going from a situation where the judges have a committee that they elect judges, right? So whatever the judges think, they're going to bring in people who are like-minded. That's the current state, right? What they want to change is they want it to be sort of kind of like we do it here in the United States. So it would be changed to a more democratic way, where they would have, like, for instance, like a parliament committee, and they would review the judges. They would be elected by the prime minister, and then they would go through a process of nominating that judge.
Mm-hmm.
So,
okay.
The opposing factors here are very simple. The right side politics in Israel want the democratic change. They're the ones who are pushing for this reform. The more liberal side of politics in Israel are pushing for it to stay the same, because over decades, over the last 30 years, the judges have slowly become more of a liberal biased court.
Okay.
So their Supreme Court is becoming more and more liberal bias, and it's just, incrementally, micro at a time, just kind of going this way.
Yeah.
So the defense minister did that. And then if we kind of go through the news and we just kind of go forward, right after that happens, Netanyahu has decided to fire the defense minister.
Really? Like
Yeah.
right after? Okay.
Yeah. So this is causing all kinds of chaos. There's protests. First, it was like, we'll say, the more liberal side protest, right?
Right.
And there's all kinds of rumors. There's rumors that there's outside money coming in to help these protesters. And then the more people in Netanyahu's party, then they decide that they're going to do their own protest. And that protest was huge. We're talking like they said at one time in Jerusalem, there was 1 million protesters on the street.
Oh, wow.
And that is a lot for Jerusalem, for Israel.
Russell, welcome to the show.
So, so after he did that, all of it's getting crazy. There's just all these protests, right? So then Netanyahu comes out and he says, this was his statement. His country's falling apart. They've closed the airport in Tel Aviv. And it's crazy, the reasoning on it. It's actually nuts. They did not want any of these people who were influencing the protesters to either continue to come into their country or to leave. They wanted to find out who was behind it.
Yeah.
So they actually closed an international airport to assist them in that. Another thing that they were doing was, so after all of this chaos is going on, Netanyahu then comes out again, right?
Okay.
And this was actually yesterday. He came out again and he did a statement where he says, we cannot have a civil war. That's quote out of his mouth. And he postponed the judicial reform and he slated it to be scheduled this summer to die down all all of this to just try to kill it as much as possible.
Okay.
So this is major news because we're seeing the uprisings in France, and then we're seeing these uprisings in Israel, and we're seeing all of this together. And most people are like, "What is going on? Are we just fighting over little things?" There's a lot of social unrest going around in the world. It's almost like its own epidemic. So I just
too.
Yeah.
I mean, you and I watched it. Like I said, we talked about it earlier in the show. France is burning down, and they're sitting there with their croissants and their cigarettes and their coffee, watching it burn down outside the windows of the restaurants.
Right?
Like, serious? I don't know. Well, hopefully they make some changes, because you know what? You know as well as I do how easily things can twist out of control. We've watched it, just over the last year doing the news show. We've seen it. I mean, who's to say it can happen in anyone's backyard,
Right.
at any moment.
A lot of people when they talk about social activism, right?
Right.
A lot of people point to the United States.
Yeah.
They're like, that's a place where it's all crazy. Like that, it's usually like a tongue-in-cheek thing. Like, oh, in the U.S., they're all crazy over there.
Right.
You got these crazy Trump supporters, and then you've got like, these rallies, like, that are maybe their climate or their social justice or their law enforcement, right? Are any of these subject lines that you could probably just tag, right?
Yeah.
And people will uprise in the U.S. over it. So
absolutely,
it's I mean, we get a lot of fingers pointed for our own unruly behavior in this country coming from every direction.
Right.
But the stuff that we're talking about in France, the stuff we're talking about in Israel, these are real.
Yeah,
for sure. Like,
we have a new caller on the panel, Scott. Welcome to the show, Rico. Hello. Can you hear us? You're live on the Pulse. All right. Well, you are live, just to let you know, as you're packing something there. Oh, he just jumped out. I must have scared him. He must have heard my rant earlier. All right, we got Finley in the panel now. Finley.
Good evening. Good morning. How are you, boys?
Good morning, Mr. Wednesday. Let's just call you Mr. Wednesday right now. Let's also get Shep on the line here. We also got Karady. Man, that's my rant coming through. It's still following me right now.
Lay off the whiskey, Brett. Lay it off, brother. You can't handle it.
I haven't touched it since I don't know, a few days ago. Let's get some more callers here in the panel. Man, I opened the lines up like 20 minutes ago, Scott, and we're just now getting callers.
I was calling in, Brett, but you must have been involved.
I was calling in too, Brett.
Oh, Brett.
I must have
you
been.
Sure you had me drinking?
You know what? We need to blame the admin on this one. Let's blame the admin.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah,
He's got as much. Yeah, let's just blame him. Karate Jane, welcome to the show.
Welcome, Brett.
Thank
Scott.
you. Shep and F1, welcome.
How's it?
I'm catching crap out there in the chat right now. Handy's even saying, do a better job, Brett. I was all over it. I thought I was. It must have been the Doobie Brothers that just kind of, I don't know, got me going. I mean, all right. First of all, Scott, you got anything more you want to go on before we start going into chat here?
We can. I've got plenty of stuff. So
okay.
But yeah, if anybody in the chat, if they've got something that they want to cover, but yeah, there's plenty of stuff out there.
Just to touch on one headline I saw this morning. There's really nothing that's going to go in depth, but I posted in the chat when the call wasn't answered that New York City Matrix moonlighted as a porn star on OnlyFans. Has been now fired by city officials for unprofessional behavior. What's up?
Okay, say that again. You went Matrix on us there, Shep.
I'm sure. Let me put on my Wi-Fi. Hold on. Is that better?
Hold up that sandwich. Better signal. There you go.
That's better?
Yeah. Do it up.
Okay.
Okay, Shep.
Yeah, this popped up on my phone about like a half hour before your show. This guy, his name is Gregory Locke, 33 years old, a New York City administrative law judge, moonlighted as a porn star on OnlyFans, according to the New York Post. He has now been fired by the city officials for unprofessional behavior. Screen just dimmed out. Locke maintained another X-rated account on Just For. I don't know if that's another site or something like that. I'm sorry, this is a news article from 2 days ago, but it's on all the sites.
No, okay. I know who you're talking.
When you guys, I just posted when you guys were talking about something about the judge that you guys was one of them stories that you guys were going over. That's when it popped in my head. So that's all I got so far.
Okay, all righty. Yeah, no, I remember. Wasn't he the? I can't remember. Maybe it's a different Locke I was thinking of. The Locke I was thinking of was a pastor or something, lead pastor. Is that him?
No, this was a judge.
Oh, okay. No, I missed that one.
I'm not familiar with the pastor, but
okay.
Same idea, same thing, kind of a thing.
I think there was. I can't confirm it. It was a while back though.
Right.
It was something.
Okay.
Okay. All righty, Scott. What else you got there?
Well, I was going to say Torres put something in the chat he wanted me to talk about. So histrionic personality disorder. It's a mental health condition marked by unstable emotions, a distorted self-image, and an overwhelming desire to be noticed. People with HPD often behave dramatically, are inappropriate to get attention. Well, it sounds like almost everybody I know. Is that really a disorder or just being an American?
Oh, I get that. I get that. I mean,
that could obviously lead to some out of control behavior. So,
right. It absolutely can. I know you're an attention whore, Scott. I mean, you just like to be in the spotlight all the time.
Kind of just matters what kind of attention you like.
Right. Scott. Thank you for that info, Torres, putting it up in there. Yes, Jane.
Hey, Brett. I did what you said.
Yes.
I went to 2 karate classes in class, let my troubles go by the wayside, had a great time, and did an awesome workout. I'm actually getting better and better with my kicks and punches.
Good for you. Told you, get outside the box. Change it up.
I gotta stop letting Podbean people and people in general bother me. Life's too short.
It doesn't matter whether it's Podbean or this or though. Yes, we are all a Podbean family, and like all families, we all fight.
Tell me about it.
The difference is keep it cordial. There you go.
Try.
Hanny J says exactly. And I like boxes. Boxes too.
I do too. But you know what? Even cats won't stay in a box for too long, and they love boxes.
Yeah.
You got to keep moving forward.
There you go. Let's see. I was going to welcome someone, but we just got prairie dogged again. All right, Scott, what else you got going there?
Nothing much. I just have pretty much, I mean, there's obviously a lot of news out there right now. Another thing that I found kind of interesting was out of Germany.
Okay.
So we've talked a lot about the energy issues in Germany and how the pipeline has affected them. This conflict in Ukraine has affected them. European energy costs have shot through the roof, right?
Right.
Well, there was a referendum on whether to make Germany's capital, Berlin, climate neutral by 2030. It failed. And it didn't fail because it was voted down. It was actually failed because 65% of the citizens literally did not show up to vote. And they were unable to get a required threshold to even vote on that. So at least the people in Berlin could care less if they are climate neutral or not by 2030, even though that has been the big push there, that they're replacing the gas with green energy.
Yeah.
So
AMD, welcome.
That's actually a pretty surprising event, because they have voted with enthusiasm to go green in Germany, and now all of a sudden the interest is probably their wallets, right? They're probably, the interest has more to do with finances, personal finances. I mean, if you're paying $1,000 a month to heat your home, like green energy is probably not really like.
So let's talk about that for a minute. What are these other countries doing with these electric cars and crap that aren't working? Have you seen anything on it? I thought about it. I just thought about it right now.
Well, I mean, they work, but they don't target. They don't target what they're supposed to, because the more electric cars you build, the more you're getting involved in strip mining, right? Rare earth minerals.
Strip mining,
like,
is there a Venn
Africa
diagram
and Asia?
No,
it's obvious. Africa and Asia.
Ding, ding, ding. Wait a sec. Are we going
Afghanistan?
back?
How about that? Yeah. Just throw just a certain country that's really good at it.
Oh man, you're hitting the ticker here, right? We got well, I'm telling you, Scott, it's going, right? We're seeing it.
Speaking of electric cars, what we do in New Zealand, which no one is actually buying into it, the government give a big rebate on if you buy an electric car, like $8,000 off the sticker price.
$8,000 off a $100,000 car. Light Bright, welcome.
Yeah, the farmers love that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And they all come with a trailer hitch, so you could tow a generator behind it so you can charge it. Let's go with it. Russell, welcome to the panel, brother. I hope you're doing well today and getting things taken care of, man.
Yeah, today's a complete crap shit show, but whatever, dude. We're making it through, man. I'm driving. I just wanted to get up here and say, through all the craziness that is the news today, I'm glad Scott made it out of that damn cloud and back to the show today.
Oh, I'm waiting for the finger wave. Thank you, Russell, for that. You got the damn it, Russell, in the chat. I'm still waiting for the wave. Let's start the wave. There we go. There we go.
Love it.
Well, Russell, I'm sorry. I was worried about you this morning when I sent you a chat this morning. I was hoping things were going to get better for you, brother. I really was. Scott, let's talk about that for a minute. Okay. Let's go back to the electric vehicle hoopla. As Finley said, they put an $8,000 in Kiwi land. They put an $8,000 discount of something that is already MSRP. That is through the roof, I would imagine. Are we still seeing those kind of kickbacks here in the U.S. for people to buy that garbage?
No, but I know a guy that bought one, and he's not rich, so I don't know. I guess he just paid payments on it then, because he's not rich, but he's not. He's just, he's just regular working man. But
yeah,
so I don't know how much. That was about 5 years ago. He got a black Tesla.
I don't have nothing against people that want to go green and buy their electric vehicles. I have no problem with that whatsoever.
I just don't know how much they are. I don't think they'd be that much, because I don't think he'd be able to afford that.
Yeah. They were, we see them here in Alaska in the summertime, and then you see them in the wintertime.
They freeze up in the wintertime?
Oh, yeah, they don't work.
The batteries, yeah.
Oh, everything don't work. Yeah.
Yeah. Even the electric sites, I guess, to pump them up.
We've got
Tesla.
What's that, Finley?
I said you freeze to death in your Tesla waiting to be recovered.
Yeah, crazy. Welcome back. No, as I was talking about, they've even done some tests here on buses, the electric buses, fully charged. They're lucky to get about 70 miles out of them.
Wow. It's just too cold there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And
that was a dumb idea. Why would they think of that?
Why would they think of making the whole world electric?
Yeah.
So the Teslas,
cold temperatures.
The cold doesn't kill a Tesla battery in the same sense as it would like a alkaline battery or a lead acid battery. The lithium-ion batteries, they have the whole thing about lithium-ion batteries and all these car manufacturers and cell phone manufacturers and all this stuff. It's not really the hardware. That's pretty much a self-explanatory thing. It's the battery management systems that they come up with.
Right.
You won't freeze, and that's proprietary. You're not going to freeze in a Tesla, but yes, it will use more energy than it would if you were not using the heater.
Freeze electronics, and it has been proven here that they are toasted because.
Like what temp? So they were like below zeros.
Oh yeah. Yeah, normal below zeros. And I say that in a very regular way. Normal below zeros here.
I wonder if they're
I'm not talking like minus 50, minus 60. I'm talking like anywhere like minus 10.
Which is not ridiculously cold. No. Like, I mean, it's cold, but it's not like it's that, that's expected, right? So I would wonder if the manufacturer, because I know how like other car makers are, like the dealerships, they have nothing to do with the actual automaker. I don't know how Teslas work that way, if they're all under the same umbrella, which I think they are. But I don't know if there's any kind of like, requirements or restrictions about climate for the car, because I know batteries heating up too hot aren't good for batteries, and clearly, yes, cold does have an effect on batteries.
Well,
but as far as
that's the thing is,
as far as the electronics dying out and not working properly because of the extreme cold, which isn't really that extreme. That's something that I am going to look up into, because I never really heard that before. But that's interesting.
Oh yeah,
very interesting.
We actually have a test bus here for the school system that they put out that will barely make it through one route.
Oh my God.
Mm-hmm. So there you have it. So Rue,
they have sorry.
Go ahead, Shep.
No, I was just going to say the last thing, because when it's time for me to get my next vehicle, I was like, I've been actually seriously thinking about electric, just for the fact that most of my driving commutes are under a certain amount of mileage, and unless I'm doing like a road trip or whatever the heck. So a friend of mine and his father, they both just got new vehicles the last couple months. The one got a BMW X5, I think, or X7, and the other one got the kid got a Jeep Wrangler, and they're the new version of the new hybrids where they have it where you would have a charging station if you can do a supercharger, but you can have a charging station in your house or be basic and plug it into the wall. It'll take a while to charge, but whatever. And you get I know on the Wrangler, he gets about 40 something miles of electric before it would kick over to, combustion. So for him, that it's very, it was a smart choice, because his commutes are round trip less than 40 miles. So he can, plug it if it has to be plugged in at the end of the night. When he gets back from work, he can plug it in for like a couple hours and it'll, do its thing. But If he needs gas, he has a gas. He says he hasn't put gas in it since the first time he had to put, like, he got the car, drove it around everywhere, had to get gas in it. Then since then, he has not put gas in it. And it's been almost, man, I would say about since like July, August that he had gotten the vehicle, if not earlier. But the thing that people, I feel, fail to realize with electric is like, okay, full electric cars or not, where is the electricity coming from? Like they say, oh, my house or whatever, charger. But the emissions to produce that electricity is not like, it's just because it's not seen and it's not, you're not putting the gas in your car, so you're not like seeing the whole infrastructure firsthand. That doesn't mean it's not creating emission. I mean, power plants create emissions. Yeah. So
sure they do. Sure they do. Well, like I said,
it's not as
I have nothing
clean as
against
people
it.
think.
If it works for you, it works for you. If it doesn't,
Right.
don't. But don't push it on us. That's the biggest.
Well, I
thing
agree that was my point. That was my sentiment. I agree with that too, and I feel that if you're going to try to preach about it, you should at least give the pros and cons, because it's only someone's gonna knock combustion and over electric, fine, fanboys get it, but be prepared to know other things that are happening behind, that you're not just thinking about. That's my only gripe with them.
Right. Torres put out there, have I seen the 2023 Lucid Air? I have. 1,000 horsepower.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I've looked at it. Yeah. Yeah. I've looked at it. GP Man put out there, I'd recommend a Polestar over the Tesla if buying an electric car. There's so much. Yeah. Polestars are everywhere. Traction and getting it quick, right? They're
they're around by you? I haven't seen them yet in person.
They are. I've seen a couple of them here that they're doing some tests. We actually see them on the highways being tested here. This is one of the places where you want test cars. Guess where they're bringing them?
Sure. Yeah, because there's not that many eyes and stuff around. Yeah, sure. Yeah. Absolutely.
You see them gridded out. You see them covered up and gridded out.
Yeah, they try to camouflage them and all that stuff. Even new generations of existing vehicles. There is that other, what's the other brand? Ryzen, I think, or something. They have the pickup truck.
There's a couple of them.
There's a few, and now regular automakers have got, they're in on it now. Hyundai, Mitsubishi. I mean, they're all out there. Some are coming out. I don't think it's ever gonna. Well, not anytime soon. Should or will replace combustion engines.
Yeah.
But I do think that if they can ever really, really get this renewable energy infrastructure, like really make a good effort on transitioning over from using fossil fuels. I'm not saying completely ever end fossil fuel. I think it's just.
I know where you're going. Like I said, if you want to do it,
be smart about stuff. Yeah.
Don't be dumb. Let's not kill it off. Hey, I just noticed we're running out of time here.
I'm sorry, Brett.
That's okay. No, that's what we're here for. To chat, to talk. Scott, you got anything hanging on the edge there? I know you're off and probably hitting.
I'm good.
Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and start with the panel here. Let's get some final words for the day. Let's see if I can start with Russell if he's still with us. Russell, you may be busy or in the middle.
No, man. Just grab a Mountain Dew and a moon pie and relax. And don't stress. Life is all right, man.
There you go. Thank you, Russell. Thanks for being here, buddy. Appreciate it, brother. F1, you got some final words for us for today? Maybe.
I wasn't
F1, you there?
Yeah. I wasn't on much, but always a great show. Always a pleasure to be around you guys. Looking forward to the next one.
Hey, thank you, brother. Appreciate you being here. Really do. And thank you for the support here, man. Shep, give us some final words for the day here.
It's a beautiful day. If it's a beautiful day by you, get out, go for a walk, get some exercise, get some sun. It'll make you feel good.
Hey, thank you, brother. Appreciate all your support, man. Miss Jane, go ahead and give me some final words for the day here.
Just let go. Just let go. I'm learning to let go. Just let go and be peaceful. in my life. That's all. And everybody have a God bless day. Amen.
Amen. Thank you to that, Miss Jane. Finley, give me some final words for the day, my brother from across the pond.
I got a thought-provoking one for you, Brett.
Okay.
He who laughs last didn't get the joke. Who's going to laugh last?
I like it. I like it. All right, Scott, go ahead and give me some final words for the day.
What? Did you say something?
Scott, give me some final words for the day, brother.
No, just everybody spend your day wisely. It's always great. It's always great to know you've accomplished something.
Yeah. All right. Thank
You're
you.
here.
Thank you, Scott. Appreciate it. All righty.
I want
to forever. There you go. I'm going to go back to, for all those that were listening and have been on the air, you guys heard my rant earlier about, community being community involvement at 27%. Make something happen out there. Yancey put something out there earlier, and I want to, his little town comes very close and dear to my heart, as well as mine does, and all of yours as well. Be proactive out there, and not reactive. Don't wait till the world falls in on you before you get out there to try and make a change. That's when we start seeing community involvement, is when we start seeing disaster. Start early, make it happen out there. I do have some words for the end. I started this yesterday, and I'm going to throw this out again. Life is too short, people. Grudges are a waste of happiness. Laugh when you can, apologize when you should, and let go of what you can't change. Love deeply and forgive quickly. Life is way too short to be happy out there, to be unhappy. It's way too short to be unhappy. All right, let's go ahead and roll this thing out here. First of all, I want to thank you all for joining me here at the Pulse Headline News. It's so great to be back. Really is. Scott, thank you, brother. I mean, you know it. You're my sugar brother, my caddy daddy. Let's get some podcasts out there. First of all, check out the Old Man's Podcast, happening Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. Alaska time, 7 a.m. Pacific. Also, check out The Outside of Normal, my other brother in the Carolinas. He's doing the overnight radio thing along with the lunch thing. Follow him. Get in the room. Check it out. Outside of Normal with Mr. Russell. Also, we got the Shep Shack out there when he pops up. Cool stuff. We also got WKOP, the Wrong Kind of Podcast. You want to hear a cool podcast? Jump in and listen to some of their recorded shows. Yeah, it's about small town things. It's about current events, that sort of thing. But I get a kick out of it. Also, check out She'll Be Right Back. She'll be coming on this evening. I just got the updated schedule, and I'll be able to sort that out soon, is when I get some time. Also, check out the Finley out there, the Witching Hour. We all know where you're at, Finley. We see you out there. Too cool, man. Way too cool. All righty. With that, I'm just going to tell you guys one more final word for me. Be safe. Be kind out there. And you know what? Show a little love. And for God's sake, man, you know what? Show a little community involvement. You're going to make a change out there. We're already swirling out there. We got to put the plug in it. From me, Denali Brett, along with Tucson Scott here, we want to thank you all for being here. We appreciate all your support out there. And you know what? Show some love to those other shows that are out there as well. Be a part of it. Be a part of something good. All right. I got one more song for you guys on the way out. Since I kind of did a little old school earlier, let's do another little old school. Hope you
Yeah,
guys.
thanks, guys. Appreciate your insight on current events and appreciate the talk.
Hey, thank you, Shep. Appreciate it. Really do. You guys are all a part of this Pulse family. Thank you for being here. Let's enjoy some tunes on the way out, and we will all see you out on the bean. And by the way, Yancey, thanks, Governor.
Someone told me long ago, there's a calm before the storm. I know it's been coming for some time. When it's over, so they say, it'll rain a sunny day. I know, shining down like water. I won't know, have you ever seen the rain? I won't know, have you ever seen the rain? Coming down Sunday. Yesterday and days before, sun is cold and rain is hot. I know, been that way for all my time. Feel forever on the go, through the circle fast and slow. I know, it can't stop, I wonder. I wanna know, have you ever seen the rain? I wanna know, have you ever seen the rain? Coming down sunny day. Yeah, I wanna know, have you ever seen the rain? I wanna know, have you ever seen the rain? Coming down sunny day.
From myself, Denali Brett, Tucson Scott, and our executive producer, Miss Susie. Thank you all. Be safe out there. Be kind. And have a wonderful day, people. We're out of here.
That's all, folks.
Yahoo!